Hello friends, hello everyone. Today I want to talk about what I've learned from doing the first market after not having to do the market for so long. Number one, make sure that the organizers that you sign up with, you have done a dry run to the actual markets that they organize so that you know what to expect when you get there, and to see if handmade things like craft things actually fit the market that you are going to pay money to join. So number two is to make sure that once you are there, you seek out whoever was organizing to make sure that they're there, and also take a peek around where the parking spaces are. If they're all vans and trucks, it means that they did not listen to what the instructions said where to park, because there usually is a designated parking for these people. And it's that the organizers aren't there to police these things. We had to park so far, at least 100 yards, to get to our car to load and unload the products and all the tent and everything. And if you're like me and you're a little bit up there in age, it's going to be a workout. The organizers told us that they usually let the food trucks and the food tents in first to set up. But when we got there, between the hours of when we were supposed to be there, like they give you like an hour and a half to set up, we got there early and we already saw all the stores, the ones that are selling just regular products. You know, it's the first time I didn't know about this. They were already there and they were already set up because they got there early. And as a matter of fact, my neighbor, who I'm really friendly with, she was there at 7:30, and we're not supposed to set up until 8:30, the people who are just selling products, because they wanted the food trucks to get there first. They also gave us instructions on where to park. We were supposed to park across the street, across the main road, into this shopping center, but nobody did that, because you can see rows and rows of vans all over the place around the park that where we were selling. We're just gonna be up the creek without a dolly. Because we were going to bring a dolly, but our dolly was so big, like it would have taken up the whole van. And so thank God my neighbor she was very nice, and she lent us her dolly. She's by herself, so I guess you could do it by yourself, but that's why she was there early, is because she was there by herself setting up. So she let us borrow her dolly, which was great, you know, and I supported her, and I said, you know, you're by yourself, you need to go to the bathroom, just let me know, and I will watch your store for you. So that's number two, is to make friends with your neighbors. We had a bad situation when she first got there, because someone was trying to take her spot, which, you know, it's really not cool. It's just much better feeling. And we got lucky because they put us under the tree, and it was a very windy day, and it got a little hot later on, but we were underneath the shade, which was great. You know, make sure that you are very welcoming when people come. Do not just put your head down and look at your phone, because people will not feel. This is a double-edged sword, because some people, they don't like to be bothered. They just want to come in and look around and not have to speak with anybody. But if you say, you know, welcome, if you need any help, I'm right here, and then just go on with what you do, like pretend like you're doing something, like you're cleaning up or you're organizing, and just say hi. If you can tell by the way people will react to your saying hello, if they really want to talk or not. There are some people who really like to talk, and those are the people that I love, because I love talking about what I'm doing, you know, when they ask questions and how'd you make this, or did you make all of this? It's nicer to be able to talk to them and let them know how you do things, and you know how unique your products are, and this is your chance to market your things. Also, part of that is if they didn't really plan to come in there to buy anything, but if you're being very friendly, being very nice to them, they would all of a sudden say, oh, you know, I kind of feel bad for this person. Or like maybe they were impressed with what you did, and then they suddenly buy your stuff. Like there's a lot of people that came in there, and you know, they talk about some product, like let's say an AirPod case. They said, oh yeah, I bought this from Amazon, but it didn't last very long. And that's your chance to say, See, if you buy it from local and if you buy it from someone who just put the care and their heart and soul into it, you would end up with a product that is going to last forever and that you will love, that's unique and nobody else has, but that's just certain people. And if you say Harajuku, that connotates that this is for a younger crowd. And that was my mistake. I already paid my dues for the space, which I was kind of happy that there was not a big turnout, because I learned a lot from this market. I learned a lot. Well, do I really want to do a market next time or not? If this market is going to be where all the products come from China or Mexico or something, maybe I don't want to be in that situation, because of the fact that people that are going there are intentionally trying to buy something that's like kitschy, and not something that's unique. The type of product that I'm providing is not what they're looking for. And so they kind of have to match up the product to the market. So that's why it's so important to go and scout out the markets first before you put up the money. It's $165 that I paid for this market, which is really not that bad. I made all that back except for $25, which, for to pay for something that I learned from for $14 and a little bit of elbow grease, it's really not something that's, a big deal to me. And even my husband is very supportive about that, and he tries to look at it in somebody else's point of view, because you will feel like when people are just passing you by and they're not buying anything, you will feel a little bit insecure. But then, just like my previous video where my insecurities, I talked about that, the minute I got there, it's like, oh gosh, this is really not the market for me. And I kind of zeroed in on that. And it's like, no. It's not you. It's the situation. It's if you can get people that are in the same community, the artistic community or sewing community, and you can get everybody together to do a little market, even if it's not a lot, you all have different unique things that you offer. Maybe somebody's doing crochet, maybe somebody's doing macrame, maybe somebody else is doing ceramics, maybe somebody else is doing bags and accessories, all that stuff. You can have a variety of things where people can go in and choose what they want to buy. The biggest seller for me, put the products that you want to highlight in a location where when people walk by, it's the first thing that catches their eye. For me, it was the bowl cozies. I put the bowl cozies there because not everybody sells bowl cozies. Very utilitarian and useful for anyone, any demographic, any orientation will need something like that if they really think about how important that is. Because usually when you take something out of the microwave oven, it's hot, and so if you already have something in the microwave with your bowl, when you pick it up, it protects your hands. And so they kind of realize this, so they look at it and they go, oh wow, oh, I didn't even think about that, oh, that's a really good idea, things that would attract them to come into your store. But my mistake was I should have put the next one over. You have to kind of like go where the people's eyes go, so the next thing should be just as interesting as the first thing. That was my mistake. I put the wallets next to it, and it's like, okay, I don't really think people want wallets, not this kind of wallets, like, something that catches their eyes even more, and then it gradually goes up. And then once they get into the middle part, then, you can put everything else, because you already caught them. You just already kind of reeled them in. So those are the things that I learned. But they were walking this way, and then the table was there with the bowl cozies, and nobody was walking the other way. I think the food was over here. So once they get their food, they start walking around like, oh, let's go mosey and see what happens. Also, bracelets. My next door neighbor was selling bracelets, and she had a lot. Like me, I didn't have a lot because I only had 2 months to prepare for this. So it was kind of scattered and empty spaces. If you have a lot, there's so much to see, and then they really take their time to walk around and look at your every individual item that you have. personally do not like clutter, so that's why I spaced them out. So I spaced them out, but that's not how people look at it. Even when you go to the store, when there's a lot of things in the store that you can take a look at and you're like browsing, you want to see a lot of things and you want to hold, touch it. Let them touch your stuff. If you don't let them touch your stuff just by looking at it, they might as well shop online. So you just make a sample. If you don't want everybody touching everything else, make one sample that they can touch, and then they can choose whichever one they want to buy if there's a whole different variety of them. Make sure that you secure your tent. You don't want to be like this guy. Yes, they had a hard time trying to get that tent back down. If you are on cement, you have to have weights. If you are on dirt, you have to have those, it's like my husband bought these really cool cure pegs. He screwed it into the dirt, he screwed it into the ground, and it wouldn't go anywhere. I was trying to pull it up at the end of the day, but I couldn't. Usually these organizers will walk around to see who would want to donate something for a raffle, and make sure that you give them something so that your brand can be heard in the microphone, like really loud and clear. Make sure that you attach something or put something inside with your brand so they can follow you on Instagram or tell their friends about it.
Make sure you got those tickets out, because if you don't, I will put you on the Blue Booth up for sale on TikTok. Straight up. All right, first number I got is 443-474. Hold on, you can put a beat behind that. Hold on, ladies. 443-474. What? You won? Well, you gotta come up here if you We got a sushi obsession hoodie. Give me that hoodie. Just to have one eye, if you win, don't stand in place and say, I won. Come up to talk to us and we give you your prize.
I got caught off guard, so I just like kind of threw a makeup bag there that wasn't really my favorite, and I'm like, oh man, that was an opportunity. I should have given them the best one with all the other stuff inside of it so that they can really enjoy it. And if somebody says something about it, it's like word of mouth. It's very important that you can get your name out there. If this is something that you want to do it seriously and continuously and consistently, then that's what you need to do. And also make sure that your Instagram will have something about your market, and also take lots and lots of pictures to post on your Instagram, any social media, and make sure that you put it on all of your social media so people will get to know you. The more you post, the more people are gonna find out, and the better it is for you. And so far, one of the people that I talked to a lot, well, he was talking about the AirPod case that he bought from Amazon and how it's broken now. I started talking to him about it, and he is now a follower on my Instagram, and I think his friend is also a follower on my Instagram. And the person who won the makeup bag that I donated is now a follower on Instagram. So they get to know you personally, and then they start to connect, right? Like you guys are connecting to me right now because you're clicking the like button because you like this video and you're learning stuff from this video. So make sure you click. Another important thing is to bring someone with you just for moral support. If you have a husband or a boyfriend or a brother, sister, whatever, a friend, bring them with you because you're going to need them to go to the bathroom, to go find something to eat, or to help you with carrying your stuff. And make sure that you don't bring more than one person with you, because when your tent or your booth looks too cluttered, too many people being there, too many people talking, then it distracts you from being able to connect with your customers, and they also feel uncomfortable when there's more than two people there. If you have someone there, then we're talking to customers and somebody's there to chime in with you, it's great because then it's like a little party. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something from it. If you did, please like this video and make sure that you subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I know that there's a lot of people that come here and are not subscribers. If you would subscribe to me, I would appreciate it. And also click the like button so that the algorithm can spread it out and people can hear about it and learn from it. I'm here to teach. I'm here to help you out. If you have any questions, please ask me what your questions are, and I would love to hear from you guys. And make sure that you click the next video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.